Hello once again to another co-working session. Hello. Hi, welcome in. I hope you guys are doing well. Having a wonderful Monday starting out so far. And if not, hopefully the stream can bring you some good vibes, some good lo-fi vibes, some chill vibes. I need to get stuff done, so I'm most likely going to be locked and loaded today. But as always, if you're new around here and you don't know what co-working is basically a way to where you can sort of study with other peers. It's almost like a group. I like to equivalent it to like a study group session, or if you're not really in the mood to like be productive or focus on things, you can also just like tune in, listen to the nice lo-fi vibes, watch my, both of my avatars technically, because even though I don't use my Vtuber model, I use my PNG only just because I'll be moving my head a lot, and honestly, I don't want the distraction to be on the movement of my model, so I usually like to default to my PNG for these types of streams. But I do need to work on quite a few things today. One of them being work through some Discord tickets because people have redeemed things in my channel, and I need to follow through on those. So getting the chance to, sit down and actually work on things is kind of my forte. I already kind of did most of that, like for the better part of 8 hours this week, or 8 hours this day. Excuse me. Um, so we're working, just not being paid to work. It's just more so obviously content creation type work. So you're more than welcome to join in on the study session. Focus on anything that you like to get done. I like to do 3 sessions of 45 and 15-minute breaks intervals in between. If you're unfamiliar with the Pomodoro method, it's basically a way where you can sort of lock and dedicate a segment of time to focus. And then when you need a break and just kind of like rest your brain from, focusing so hard on something, you get that nice little 15-minute session where we'll come together, we'll talk, we'll vibe, and all that stuff. But let's see who all is in here. Welcome in, Savvy. Hello, Dragon Capman. Hello, Echo. Hi, Lime. I see some other folks I won't call out, but congrats on first and second. You don't like that you just noticed the pin has the eyeball, not the jar? For the little slime friend? What? Oh, I don't know necessarily if that's an eyeball. I think that's just the tip of the pin. So like drawing wise, like if you look at it, that's just the tip of the pin, and it's just the ink coming from it. So like you can see if I were to switch out to the different companions, and also let me put those away. But they have different color schemes. So you have that one. You have this guy. See, you can kind of see a little bit more with the pink one. Same thing with the green. And then you have like the rainbow color candy cane one. See, it's just the tip. And it's just a little face on the actual jar itself. So yeah, I can see how it kind of looks. Ooh, I kind of like this one. Gimme. Gimme, I need it. This is the jam jar though. But yeah, it's just cute little critters. Yeah, no, it's the tip of the quill. So like the little metal tip where the ink comes out, that's all it is. And the one that you were seeing here, because it's more of a translucent blue, I don't know what you call like where like the elements in that are like clipped within this art are stagnant, but the actual characters moving, that probably may have thrown you off. And also I don't blame you because of the color scheme, but yeah, it's just the tip of the quill on this character. But I actually want to go with the jam because she's cute. I need her. See, this is what happens when I don't like look through like all my creatures. Also, I think I want to change up my wardrobe too. Also, hi, Bomber. Welcome in. The ink is so cute, isn't it? We unlocked them last time, and I was debating about unlocking another character while we do our co-working session again. Because that's the great thing about Spirit City Lo-Fi sessions is like it keeps bringing you back because of like how customizable it is. I know it's getting warmer, so I kind of want to wear a bit of a tank. I just don't know what kind of tank I'd wear. But it enforces, like it kind of makes you want to play more, or at least use it as a study tool, so that way you can kind of rack up on points like this, so that way you can customize your character. I know I've been slacking on it, but oh, I want to give it. I know I've been slacking just because usually the time that I dedicate towards studying is here, and my free days, if I choose to study, I tend to not open this up anymore. I need to get back into the habit of just doing that naturally, but I've just been trying to do a lot of like unwinding and like self-care of like things that bring me joy, whether it be like playing games like Schedule 1, which I'm pretty sure those of y'all who follow me on Steam have seen me play that game a lot. A lot. It's just my way of coping and detoxing for a bit. I love how they have the different pride colors. It's very nice. But I do need to lock in and start doing some co-working type things. This blends in so well, I just don't want this shirt. It looks so nice color-wise. I just really don't want this shirt with this huge fish. I like the fish as a pet, like by my side. I don't want it on this shirt. I might go with this, because I don't see anything else that I care to wear. This time. Well, hold up. Go back to this. It's too matchy-matchy. I'm fine with this. I'll tolerate it if I don't find like a t-shirt that I want to wear. Yeah, you know what? We'll go with this. It might be basic, but I don't care. I just need something that doesn't make it look like my character is sweating bullets. The shirt's a bit too... the shirt's a bit too fishy. Please, Brass. Also, welcome in and also enjoy the lurk, Muffin. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna be locked in, trying to get through my task list for the day, and you'll probably see me occasionally add to here. Again, you're more than welcome to co-work with me. Add items to the list. I have the commands literally right there underneath the task list on the left-hand side. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to chat in the chat box. And I'll get to them eventually when I'm not like super locked in and focused, but I'm going to be working through things. And also, last but not least, if you don't really want to, work or focus in on something at the moment, there's also the fishing activity. You can fish. There's some other items that my mods have put in there in the lake, which only a few have managed to catch. So if you want to like catch some things while you're here vibing to the lo-fi music, you're more than welcome to do that. And you'll be able to fish out some pretty neat items, or possibly some cursed ones. Don't worry about it too much. Just fish till your heart's content. So, but with that said, I'm going to go ahead and prep my timer and prep my little daytime text to show up here, so that way you guys can lock in, can focus, and I'm gonna dive right in. So I will see you guys in 45 minutes. was perfectly timed, Tria. But welcome in, Raiders. Hi, if you don't know me, I am Blazette Midnight, your casual Dragon Queen VTuber here on Twitch, and we are doing some co-working today. Usually Mondays I tend to use as a day to sort of like lock in, focus, and work on some other things. Yes, after work, after I've worked a whole 8-hour shift, I still have stuff to do. Not at my full-time, they pay me money job, but more so as like, hey, I'm working on content creation and other things type of stuff. So Tria failed to beat. Oh no. Oh no. Tria, how could you? You were supposed to beat his ass. Oh, but no, welcome in everybody. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Monday so far. And also those coming in from the raid, if you're tired, hungry, need to take care of some other things, please feel free to do so. Your mental and physical health comes first. You're not obligated to stay here, but you're more than welcome to leave a lurk, co-work with us, or just, gab, because we literally just went on break as soon as you raided. So it was perfectly timed. But welcome in. He went Super Saiyan and kicked your butt. Oh my gosh. Isn't okay, so because I've never really played Brotherhood, but I know that you've been playing this game for a bit. Is Mario and Luigi that new sort of like paper Mario with Mario and Luigi game that Nintendo had promoted? I think relatively recently, because I was like, oh, I kind of want to pick up this game. It looks interesting. Because you and I we both love Paper Mario, so it piqued my interest when I first saw it. But I kind of forgot about it, high key, low key. But yee. Also, 3-minute ads just kicked in, so if you're trapped behind the ad void, I will wait until you return to the ad void or you say otherwise. But yeah, welcome in everyone. I've been doing well, Machungus. Literally just staying busy. I'm trying to play catch up with like a multitude of things right now, with IRL stuff as well as like content creation stuff as well as work stuff. Like I was locked and loaded at work today. Oh, it was a lot, and I still got stuff to do tomorrow that is still preoccupying my mind. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's good to stay busy, but like at the same time, I'm just like I want things done. I want things done. It's like I don't want to leave things lingering. It's an RPG, but with the Mario Brothers, but it's from Mario and Luigi Saga games. Ah, okay. Yeah, I might pick it up then, because I remember like it was I remember when they announced it. So I kind of want to pick it up. But we shall see. And also thank you, Muffin, for the co-working reminder. Those of y'all coming in are probably hearing the term co-work get thrown around. It's basically like a group study session, just, minimal distractions. You spend a dedicated amount of time focusing on whatever you're working on without any kind of distractions, and then you give yourself a 15-minute break. It's like standing up breaks, like, the healthy breaks that viewers try to tell the streamer whenever they've been gaming for like 8, 10, 12 hours and they haven't taken a potty break, they haven't stretched their bones, they haven't eaten dinner, they haven't had a snack, they haven't hydrated. And so this is this way of just saying like, hey, during this segment you can lock in and focus. During this other segment, yeah, you need to get up, stretch, take a break, stop working on whatever you're doing, and just detox for a while and then hop back into it. It's a good way of like refreshing your mind and kind of keeping yourself accountable for making sure you get stuff done. You can check out the Superstar Saga on Switch GBA port. Oh, sweet. I'll have to give that a try. But also thank you for sharing your community with me, Tria. I hope you enjoy dinner and have a lovely day. But yeah, we're doing this today because I am desperately behind on quite a few things. So We work on them today and most of this week. So that is all I'm doing here. But enough about me. Tell me what you guys are up to. Oh, I need to turn. See, y'all, redeem the things that I don't have active on my PNG. I don't have active on my PNG and I keep forgetting to turn it off. Because, like, literally somebody came in here earlier and was just like, oh, I want you to use your chibi model. I'm like, I'm not using Life 2D right now. I'm literally using a PNG. There is no movement, and there's no movement for a reason because, again, I'm working. So you wouldn't get much tracking outside of me leaning my head back and forth and looking at different monitors and screens and most likely losing tracking because I'm so far away from like my camera from tracking my face. So usually I just bust out the PNG and we just kind of chill out here and do things. But no, I'm working on getting stuff done. We working on things. But yeah, no. Tell me how y'all's day is. How's your weekend been? What was that like? I know my weekend was pretty busy because I had hot pot and Korean barbecue with friends. We didn't go out. We just kind of stayed in and just kind of cooked a lot of the meat and veggies and other stuff at home because my friends are fancy. They got a whole flat top grill and then a whole hot pot bucket pot, whatever you want to call it, where you can literally just dump a whole bunch of broth and veggies and whatever else you want to put in there. And so we just kind of, enjoyed each other's company, played a few games, had a few drinks. I didn't really partake in the drinks only just because it was a Sunday night and I had to work in the morning. Like, again, luckily I don't have that far of a drive from where we went, but I make a rule of thumb for myself where if I have work in the morning, I'm not really drinking, especially not heavily, the night before, because I know, one, it'll dehydrate me enough to the point where even if I try to drink a whole bunch of water before going to bed, it'll still be hard for me to get up. And two, it's just like I just don't want that to kind of like impede my focus and productivity whenever like I'm trying to like get things done. Because, if you didn't know, I am a software engineer, aka software developer, whatever you want to call it. I put together websites and applications and shit and all that stuff. So I use my brain like a good 90% of the time whenever I'm working, which is why, like, if you don't hear from me throughout most of the day, it's because I'm locked and loaded and I really don't want to be disturbed whenever I'm coding. And today was one of those days where it's just like I'm looking through and cleaning up code and refactoring things and making sure shit actually works. Because, like, I have a lot to do on my plate and I'm trying to get it done in an efficient manner. And then on top of that, I'm like responding to emails, helping other people, or either, asking for help myself. So it's just busy, busy, busy. So that's my life pretty much whenever I'm not streaming. So you did also. I'm mad Automod just like said no. I saw why, but still, dang man, Automod, chill out. They said head pat, okay? Head pat. I saw what you said, J12. It's all good. It's busy end of winter dart tournaments. Where this weekend we placed first. Oh, nice. In C division. Only lost twice, undefeated in C tourneys. You didn't drink until your team was eliminated. You placed 5th in city overall and gave him a good run. That's nice. That's honestly amazing, McChungus. Congrats to you. That's a huge accomplishment. But yeah, I just kind of stuffed my face this weekend. Oh, and I had some delicious Korean fried chicken. Yum, yum, yum. That's the only KFC I need. But yeah, today was like this past weekend was relatively relaxing. It's just, I was busy Saturday, and then I was extra busy Sunday. Actually, I was busy both days. Why I say it was relaxing? I mean, it was relaxing because I was with friends. And also, I did things for myself, but like, I was literally running all around the city, just being an adult, touching grass. So I touched grass this weekend. I can at least say that. The food was good, McChungus. We had oh god, I forgot what cuts of meat. I know we had bulgogi. I know we had flank steak. What else? They had some really good like slithers of meat. I'm gonna have to ask my friend what meat she got for the first one, because that one was really good, and I'm just like, you need to get more of this. And also, I need to see if I can find like the slithers of chicken, because I'm not a big red meat eater. I just not. I like to partake in like lean meats. And so whenever we go to like Korean barbecue places, I usually ask for chicken sometimes. Because like bulgogi is good and all. It's just like I want chicken. I need chicken. So I usually ask for that. Even though it takes longer to like cook on the grill, it's just that's just what my diet really appreciates more versus beef on beef on beef on beef on beef. Even though I enjoy the beef, just not a lot of it. Had to take today off sick because of how much she was coughing up when you go, oh no, are you still sick, Losical? Please take care of yourself. I think you were telling me that you were feeling ill not too long ago, so I hope you ward off whatever is happening with your system right now. It sounds like you had a lot of good food with friends, a post-work reward. Oh, absolutely. Because last week kicked my ass. It kicked my butt. I was eternally crying. I really was. I'm hoping this week I don't eternally cry, but it's just, work is just busy, just very busy, and I'm just like, again, I want things done. I just want things done. That's it. There's a Korean barbecue place near you that you still need to try for that reason. Yes, go do it. We have so many like Korean restaurants pretty much on like the side of the state that I'm on. Like it's not none of it is near me. No, if it was really near me, I would be like, oh my God, I'm going here every day. But I have to at least take a good 30, 40, 50 minutes to drive out there. But it's delicious when I do. I love it. The food is amazing. But yeah, we're notorious for having like literally having a whole Korean town, Asian market really, just to where you can get all the sweets, all the food, all the different cultures, just in like one particular portion of my state. I'm pretty sure there's other places too, but like one portion just has like a whole town of it basically. Had you had hot pot? That sounds lovely. Yeah. We usually do it like annually, where we'll do hot pot and Korean barbecue, where it's just like, you know, we split the cost by like gathering the ingredients that we want to like eat and partake in, and then just bring it to whoever is hosting at the time and just eat it that way. But you get to do some walking in the sun, and honestly, it being spring and 70 degrees Fahrenheit outside really helps. Ooh. With tampering down your cough, that's good. Yeah, get that sunny D in you. I wasn't trying to make a joke. It's like literally like you need vitamin D. You get that from the sun rays. So definitely get that in you. It's good. But I do hope you feel better, Losical. Feel like you're on the tail end of it. It just measures down to make sure you don't get any coworkers sick. Yeah. And then also like you know, if you need to get antibiotics to knock out the last bit of it in you, do that. All right, we'll focus after I read Losical's last message in chat over here. Just a sizable Korean town here in LA as well. Oh, I can imagine, Brass. It's like, I feel like y'all do it big over there. You'll throw an update in, busy weekend, in a good way. Your Saturday equals D&D plus morning hike with your mom. Oh, that's actually a very productive and relaxing Saturday, it sounds like. Muffin. Work has been interesting too. You're about to change teams since a coworker is leaving tomorrow. Oh, you get to start coding a feature that's partially done this week. Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm assuming it's the coworkers. The coworkers work that they kind of left for you. And if that's the case, I know what that's like. Because I've been in them shoes before and it's not fun. It's not fun. Especially if it's like slight spaghetti code. Oh, but Godspeed. It has been really nice out. You saw some swans during your work walk break today. Nice. And you knew it was sick, and then you was like, hold on, I'm not turning off the heat. Not much better in this world than hot pot with friends. It's good for the soul, absolutely. Also enjoy the lurk, Hershey. Hi, Mary, welcome in. How be you? Where's your mascot? I don't have him with me right now. That's what I need to get. People have suggested two things to me in terms of a PNG. One I technically have, which I don't have the timer on the screen, but we are doing a subathon. We're very close. We're very close to revealing what my 3.0 PNG or model will look like, which I have done some revamps. I also have a new fit. But we need to get those points to where it knocks that out of the park so y'all can see it. And one of the PNGs, I will say this. It does have Raihan. It does feature Raihan on it. Teehee, but it's on my 3.0 model, so y'all can't see it until y'all actually unlock that. So if you help me get there, you may get to see it. But the other one was Bald at Midday. Which, if you don't know who Bald at Midday is, I encourage you to just look at the back panel on my Blue Sky. It'll show you who Bald at Midday is with a quickness. Right by Blazette Midnight. So future PNG ideals. Well, one of them at least. The other one I already got. We gotta reveal the new mascot look. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Yes, y'all have to see the new mascot. You have to see him. Your scrum teams are teams of 2. Thankfully, we're about to start a new sprint, so you wasn't left in any broken. Oh, good. Bless. That's always good. Speaking of D&D, you're going to be joining a new group soon. Ooh, I hope that's exciting, J12. I hope that goes well. I miss playing D&D. I wish I had more time to dedicate towards D&D, but I don't. I do not. That was your last goal in the subathon as far as your... Yes, it is, Muffin. It is. I did not intend for the subathon to go as long as it did. Because in July, it'll be a full year since we started the subathon. Since we started the subathon, the timer won't die. And my community won't let the timer die. So it's been literally a full year since it's been going. And the timer pauses on streams like this and also when I'm offline. So if you contribute during those times, you're just adding towards the timer. And the timer's not ticking down. So that's another thing there. Not your bad. No, I appreciate it, Hershey. I really do. Like, everything that you guys contribute towards the stream will go back to providing for you all with content, model work, design work, all the stuff that I have planned. hopefully relatively soon, just depending on what my budget is looking like to cover a lot of the financial lifting of things. But I'm very excited to show a lot of the things that I have been working on for the course of like over 2 years now. So, and it's only going to even go further because I have another fit that I'm trying to like finalize and design. It won't be on the 3.0 model, but it'll most likely be on the 401. I will guarantee that. So, oh my gosh, Hershey. Oh. Oh, goodness. Thank you. Thank you, Hershey. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs to Pantsu, Bansu, Coalbounds. Oh, Himiko! They got one! Dad Sushi. Oh, that's such a cute name. Bylif? Oh, wait, Bylif like a... Oh, Bailiff. I'm sorry. I can't read. I was about to say from Fire Emblem. That's not their name. It's Bailiff. Oh, but thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate it. Hershey out here really wanting to see Raiden. Not Raiden. It's Raihan. Oh, I see somebody pulled in free hydration. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Congrats, you got free hydration. Congrats, you got free hydration. Congrats on fishing up free hydration. I hope you enjoy that wonderful, delicious free hydration. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Oh! I was wondering why it was fishing. I think the fishing app is broken. It's making everyone who got a sub fish. That is wild. That is wild. I don't know what happened to lurkbait. I didn't change any settings. I didn't even know that was a setting. Oh, and we're at a level, what, 3, 4 hype train? Hello? Hello? I'm just minding my business and co-working. Oh, yeah, we're at level 3. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, now we're on our way to level 4. Y'all are so sweet. Also, Ninja Cat Muffin, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate it. To Lonely Gamer the 5th. That Nessa. Ouroboros. Solum. Kai Uwus. Oh, Kai Uwus got one. And also Fox Rishi. Thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. I really do appreciate it. And also, thank you, Brass, for the 500 biddies. Thank you, thank you. You think you've seen that happen? Of other streams, fishing for subs might be the default behavior. Ah, okay. May you be free from the subathons. I'm never gonna be free. I'm never gonna be free. Because like, I'm already scared to look at like the clock right now. I'm already scared. I'm already scared. Because it's most likely going to be racking up those points. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Okay, I just get to stay here forever. It's fine. It's totally fine. But no, thank you guys so much for the generosity. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, every contribution goes towards future things in stream. Like literally everything that you guys have raised via Ko-Fi, via Twitch, will go back into the stream. I know last year it was going back towards me because I was unemployed up until June, which I'm actually I'm actually approaching 1 year at being at my job. Next month will be the full year since I've been hired again, and it's been a journey. It's honestly been a blessing. I can't even like lie or say like I'm ungrateful. I cannot stress enough how much I really appreciate my team, appreciate the environment there, appreciate just like so much of what I do at this job. And, I'm gonna do my best to like, keep it because it does bring me joy. It's something that you know I never really got in the 10 plus years that I've been working as a software developer, software engineer, where you actually have bosses who care about your health first, want to make sure that you get your work done, obviously, but at the same time know how to have a lot of fun. And the other thing that I'm very grateful for is like even if you may not know everything, regardless of your title, regardless of like the level of experience that you may have in like one particular area of your field versus like other areas of the field, they don't demean you or put you down. They're more like, hey, here's articles, here's stuff that you can read up on, and obviously if you have questions, feel free to ask. So it's just encouraging to kind of like find an environment, something of this caliber, um, especially with like how much is going on in the world and how shitty certain corporate places are. And I'm eternally grateful. Like there's not enough money in the world that could get me to go back to where I was laid off from or like any of my other former places. So I'm just really happy. I'm really happy where I'm at. You're genuinely happy that you found a place like that. I appreciate it, Brass, because I know. Oh, I was going through it. I'm not gonna get on a sob story again, but like I genuinely did not know what to do, especially getting declined from like roughly 100 to 200 apps that I put in, and like it breaks my heart because I see so many of my friends still putting in applications day by day, all the freaking time just to try and get a job, land a job here. When so many jobs are being cut, so many opportunities are being revoked or, banned or blocked from other people from picking it up. And it just really hurts me in my spirit when I see people suffering like that. And it's just like, I just wish them the utmost joy and just for them to find like a job that they really enjoy. Or vote for no good reason to. Yeah, Stacey. And see, this is what I mean by like even my former job does the thing where what is this emote? what is this emote? I'm scared. What is this emote? And it seems like me and Hershey got the same one. Sorry, I got distracted by the emote. But yeah, no. It just sucks because my former job did the same thing where it's just like you have a knowledge base of like people who have been there for like 20, 30 years and you cut them loose. For what reason? Costs? Greed? Like what was the reason for you doing this? And it just sucks. Like, I know you can't really stop it. It's just business at the end of the day, but at the same time, it's just infuriating. And it's like, this is not the economy to be unemployed in. Like, if you aren't doing full-time streaming and making like a good, amount to stay financially afloat, as well as like doing some other job, it's mentally taxing. I just don't know how to stress it enough. Like, you kind of have to be in a situation of where you have nothing to your name. You don't know if you'll have a bed to rest your head on the next day. You literally lose everything, and that's pretty much the situation that I was scared to fall into because I had no real financial income coming in. So I'm just thankful. I'm happy, and I just wish for the same happiness and joy and financial stability for other people. Also, I don't think I said hi and welcome in, Stacey, but hi, welcome in. Usually a mix of costs, and in some cases it's to keep the other employees active. I feel like I have my own thoughts and things about that. But yeah, there. Put it this way: there's a lot of discrimination too that happens in corporate America. A lot. But I will leave it at that because, like I said, I don't want to have to go into a whole rant and soapbox again. We've already been down that route. And when you get into a headspace of where it's just like, even though I wear my hair in twists, I don't think it's nappy, I don't think it's ugly, but you've already seen that with Banana Juju where they had the audacity to be like, oh, you have dreads, that's unkept. Hmm. Is that what you think about black hair? So it's just statements like that that's really it's really demeaning and it's discouraging where it's just like you would think that employers wouldn't look at your hair or look at your skin tone and be like, no, I'm not going to hire you based on that, but they do that a lot. And in the state of affairs and the economy that we're in right now, they kind of have the green light to do that a lot. And it's not just, BIPOC folks, it's also folks of the LGBTQ community. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that desperately in mind, unfortunately. Just kind of slipped in, finish your day waiting for your ADHD cleaning high to turn into a hairy crash. Oh, Godspeed, Zazie. You feel that because of a bad relationship you got yourself into. You're currently dealing with that kind of stuff, even with 2 jobs. I'm so sorry, Mary. It's a lot. Did I add that? Oh, you know what? I probably read part of Reggae's statement and combined it with yours. my eyes and my brain and everything else is not syncing together. Listen, it's been a long 8 days. 8 days. 8 hours. Child, see, this is what I mean. Oh my gosh. But we here still. We here. Not hairy crash. It is one heck of a crash. First impressions mean way too much nowadays. It really does, Mary. Because the amount of video calls that I had to do last year, ugh. I don't want to do them because, like, the thing is, and we talked about this, like, what was it? Yesterday with my friends, how, like, I'll be honest, my government name, you wouldn't be able to tell what ethnicity I am. You would not. Because there's a whole melting pot of whatever kind of ethnicity I could potentially be. And it's also the fact that I know how to code switch. But also, I just, I speak proper. It's something that people have always pointed out where it's just like, I've been called the term Oreo multiple times. It's a derogatory term regarding black folks sounding white on the inside or portraying white people on the inside. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, okay, well, you won't be able to pick up like who I am at the end of the day until you see me. And I feel like the minute we hop on a video call, because they'll hear me and they'll still be like, well, I don't know what ethnicity she is. But I feel like sometimes whenever the minute that we do the voice call, they're like, oh, you're black. It's not really what we're looking for, but you sounded quote unquote smart on the phone. But yeah, it's one of those situations. It's been a long 8 years. Oh, all the time, Mary. I've been going through that since like roughly middle school. I got teased and harassed for it, and I'm just like, well, I'm here. I'm existing. I don't really care at this point in time. Heard that one a few too many times yourself. Yeah. Yeah. They like we only want mediocre white men. And what's wild about it is like they don't even work nearly as hard as us. Like when I tell you, um, the person that they hired at my former job, who didn't really stay at the company very long. I think they stayed like roughly about a year, year and a half. But they could barely like they liked, obviously the work that they put in or tried to do at least. Horribly, like they structured code horribly, horribly. Like, do not let them touch databases. Do not, because I'll put it this way: if you're making a column for every yes and no on a form, you are building that table horribly wrong. And that's exactly what they did for every freaking question on a wizard that we were putting together. And I'm just like, Jesus, why would you do this? Why would you structure it this way? Have you never heard of normalization? I'm sorry, we going down a tech rabbit hole. I don't need to get y'all with technical jargon. But but it was just one of those things where I'm like, oh my God, like, why are y'all keeping them? And then what made it even worse is they only showed up to work like maybe 40% of the time of the fiscal year. I'm not even joking. They called out so much for like some asinine reason, such as like, oh, well, I got concussed. I guess I gotta sit out on this one. Oh, I scratched my eye. Oh, I gotta sit out on this one. I can't come to work. Oh, I stubbed my toe. Oh, I can't go to work. I'm just like, okay. And I won't say what really was happening behind the scenes, but we'll put it this way. A lot of those times that they cut off work were for very selfish reasons, usually because they stayed up super late DMing for D&D games or other things involving promiscuous acts. So I'll let you, use that as your as to what was happening there. So, but yeah, and what makes it even worse is they rewarded that person. They rewarded that person for like a huge thing that we did at my job where I busted my ass on. And by busted my ass, I mean I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, I should have been off. But I had to get up at 6 in the morning and do things and work the entire day. The following day, Saturday, I had to get up at 4 a.m. So I was rocking on basically like 2 to 3 hours of sleep, helping make sure these things that we were doing were going smoothly. And then Sunday, the same thing where I had to get up hella early. So I worked a full 7 days, practically 8 hours each day, if not 10, because we worked 10-hour shifts at my former job. So I worked over 40. I worked well over 40 hours that week. And it's the way that I've never heard my boss be this grateful before, but they were just like, Blaze, you busted your ass this weekend. You busted your ass, because they had asked that other person to do one simple thing and they couldn't even do that this entire weekend. And they were supposed to help with the thing that we were working on that weekend. They couldn't even do that. They couldn't be bothered with it. And I had told them multiple times, like, hey, if you're having trouble, working remotely, make sure to bring in your tech and have that fixed well in advance before you do this ish. And they still didn't do it. They waited several months to get that ish done. And I'm like, but guess who got the reward still? Like, I got a reward, yes. But they also got quote unquote rewarded for their non-working ass that entire weekend. They didn't work a dime. Meanwhile, I worked a full 80 hours just about. Yeah, I was pissed. I was pissed. Yeah, they got a fucking participation trophy. So, this is what I mean. Mind you, this is a white male. White male. White male. that they said, yeah, we'll still give you a reward for doing jack shit. So this is what I mean. It's just like, I've worked in this industry for over 10 years. I see a lot of discrimination, a lot of injustice, a lot of things where it's just like, you will kiss somebody's ass and they don't do jack shit. Yet the person who's doing all the fucking work still either get treated like an equal, if not beneath them. Or either stolen credit for their work, because I've also had that happen too, where people, and this is why I won't tolerate it when it comes to content creation or anything else. And I now am smart enough to put things behind a paywall, because I've had it happen so many times to me in the information technology field, where I will work, I will code, I will do everything, and somebody comes up and says, oh yeah, I put that algorithm together. All right, tell me how it works, bitch. Since you know how it works, just go ahead, bust it down for me. Bust it down for me. And usually when they can't describe it, I chime in, and it's just like, okay, you see who put this together, right? You see who actually did the work on this. Okay, glad that we have that understanding. Don't do it again. Only reason you work so hard on content stuff is because it's fun. You love your boss. I'm glad. I'm so glad for that. That you have that, Mary. That's why you're in the ballpark of work your wage. Companies hate us, and frankly, Yep. Like I would just honestly love it if somebody just put together a company where it's just like only marginalized people can come in. That's it. Only the folks who literally have been like oppressed for years can come in. We can work there. We can get along, have a great time, all that stuff. But I don't know who is going to put that together, because I would love to be like my own entrepreneur and like help with that. But it's like at the same time, I know what what sort of responsibilities you're taking on when you choose to be a CEO or leader. You're the person, you're the head honcho, you're at the forefront, the front lines. So if a bullet comes your way, you're the first to get shot. And folks behind you better hope they can either step up or protect their own self, because they gunning for you if you ain't gunning for anybody else. Reparation jobs for marginalized folks. Oh, thank you for the hydration reminder. Absolutely comeuppance. And also welcome in. CEO in chat. Oh gosh. No, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. And I also realized we talked throughout this entire focus section. Y'all are distracting me. Why are you doing this? But also, y'all know I have the gift of gab. When y'all get me yapping, I start yapping. You kind of gave up on giving it your 100% after you did that for the one job, and then they just left you out to dry, and another white lady got the job, and you're just fighting for it. And oh God, I'm so sorry, Mary. I'd be pissed too. I would 100% be pissed too. They made separate columns for individual yes and yes, they did. Elastical. Yes, they did. Literally, like they had like one field where you answered yes or no, and so they had a column where yes would have data in it, and a column that said no that would have data in it. And I'm just like, my brother in Christ, have you not heard of a Boolean? Have you not heard of fields that hold bit values, which are the equivalent of Booleans? Why would you make separate columns where one is yes and one is no? Who does that? Who does that? Who does that? Who does that? Listen, I may not be the highest expert on databases, but I know for a full fact, if I did that at my current job, I get so many side eyes. I'd side-eyed myself. I'd be like, oh, where you do that? Where you do that at? I'm just like, what the hell? What do you mean? Like, if you're trying to store like a multitude of fills, and what's wild about it is too, they ended up not even going with like the type of form that they had already put the work in to like split it up into like several different fields. Like, and what makes me so mad about this is like they put that in, they left the job, and this is the same person who didn't do jack shit that same weekend. So I had to submit several tickets to our database admins to change that shit. I had to say, hey, change this table, and this table, and revert all these indexes, clean out all this garbage ish with the columns, and then change it to this structure. It was hot ass. I'm just like, listen, this is why you should probably make the lead, if not the senior developer, in charge of what the architecture should look like before you have these. I'm sorry, excuse my language. If you are just learning development, I promise this is not an attack towards you. But at the same time, I need companies to have structure. These raggedy interns, entry level junior developers, effing up our architecture, effing up our database, all this other stuff, and you didn't give the person who has seniority, understands the architecture of the business, a heads up as to like, hey, should we go with this so we can flag it as yes or no? I don't care if it does take up corporate time and business time that they hash that out. It needs to go through code review. That's literally the reason why code review is in place at a lot of tech companies. Do you want broken code in production? Like, imagine, like, granted, Twitch always has broken code, so Twitch is probably not the best example, but Twitter is a prime example. If they ain't doing code reviews on there, that explains a lot as to why Twitter is broken. To high heck, too. Like, good God. It's like, y'all don't review your code? You don't go through, like, hey, regression testing, automated testing, integrated testing? Like, do you do any kind of testing before you push out a release? And if not, yeah, you about to lose money, my friend. You about to lose money, my friend, because you're going to have a whole bunch of pissed customers being like, why is this broken? Well, it's because no one tested the ish. And y'all let shitty architecture come through, and now it's malformed enough to where it's spaghetti code and it's hard to maintain. Do you want that? Do you honestly want that? Oh yeah, you've been in situations where people think they can say something around you because you're a fellow white guy and learn real quick that you won't let things slide. Kudos to you, Brass. Like, honestly, ever since I met you, you've always just been like an amazing person. Just supportive of, like, multiple people in situations, and not like, a lot of people who say a lot of things outside their neck. I'm just like, ooh, child, why would you say this? Why would you say this? Why? That's harmful. That's so harmful. Wish you could just get a UBI and free healthcare. God, please say the free health care part out loud. So loud. Tear it up through a megaphone, please. And then we could relax and do what we want for our lives. That would be amazing. Hi, you think this is the first stream? I'm not on Twitch often, but I miss your streams quite often. But hi. Hello, Claire. Welcome in. Claire Star Cafe. I love your name. Hold on. Let me get a little peeky peek over here. Ooh, okay. Welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday so far. Granted, this is a bit congratulations, but even though you ain't always do your hardest, your current boss still calls you one of the most reliable person there, because 100%. And see, that's how you know you have a good boss. When your boss even recognize your work and your worth, you have a good boss. You hold on to that boss as a good, hardworking person who recognize their employees and will go up to bat, I would assume, for their employee. So, you love Booleans? Yes. Saboteur, that's who. I know, Mary. It was a lot. it was a lot. Like, I hated having to undo all of that for several database tables. It was not a fun time, but also there's been some other code and architecture that I had to undo at my former job too. It's never fun, which is why I appreciate my current place where it's just like they have standard protocol and procedures and they do thorough code reviews, which is greatly appreciated. People don't understand the difference between storing values and displaying them. Yeah, that part, Zazie. And that's the thing. It's just like, I was going to say, like, oh, maybe they're more heavy-ended, like, front-end design versus back-end design. But, like, to be fair, it's just like, I don't even know where their forte would have been if they stuck with the craft. Because the other thing is, I don't even think they stuck with development all that long after they left. Because their excuse for leaving, well, I can't say it on Twitch, but their excuse for leaving was to basically make a change in the world by joining forces with a particular government section. And that's all I will say because of what happened that particular time of the year, where they were just like, I can't have this happen. That did not work out well. And by that, I mean, like, say, hey, I want to be a pro athlete, and you ain't lift a weight in your entire life. They ain't just going to be like, oh, yeah, come on, join the NFL. You ain't never played sports in your entire life, but we'll still have you. You do know there's, like, years of training that goes into this. No, Zazie, no, it was more so like a job that was unattainable. So, like, I'm trying to think of, like, the best way to put it without, like, being very blatant about it. Again, it's like wanting to join the NFL. And again, you ain't done a bit of sports in your life. They ain't gonna let you onto the NFL. They really not. So, imagine a government sector, just a section, that they said, I think I will do this. They wanted to do that. And they were very unqualified to join that. So, I'm just like, well, good luck with that. I hope you know you just don't get hired on. That's not how that works. But yeah. So man said, no, he didn't. He didn't. They did not. They said, oh, well, I got like 20K in the bank. I can live off of that. Let me tell you, I used to have that before I got laid off. I no longer have that in my bank. And I was out of a job for 9 months. It didn't even last a full year. Did not even last a full year. Yeah. 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 This was the mentality that they had. Do they know how long the government takes to get back to you on things? That, and also, like, you know, a bit of training would have helped. Would have helped. It's like if you wanted to, like, for instance, like if you wanted to join Secret Service for the president, you do know that those folks go through training, right? Like there's a set of things, like prerequisites that you kind of have to have before you just say, oh, I'm part of Secret Service. You do know that, right? You do know that. Like, you can't just say, well, I've been working in retail for 20 years. I think I will join the Secret Service. You can't do that. It's just, it's incomprehensible. Like, you can't do that. You just really cannot make that quick of a switch. That's the mentality that they had. It wasn't the Secret Service, but it was along those lines where I'm just like, oh boy. Good luck. You think he fired all those people? They should have given you a hazard pay for having to deal with that. Oh, there's so much I can tell about that person. Like it was a fun time, a very fun time. You gotta learn how to program databases. Definitely will ask you for tips because you seem so good at this. Oh God, the only reason why I've been like so immersed in like SQL Server. Oh well, I've already exposed that. Well, I mean, it's not a secret, but like SQL Server is like my forte. I did a little bit of Oracle, and a little bit of like working with other databases outside of that too. So like I at least know the syntax of both of those. I won't say like I'm like super proficient, like I'm nowhere near like the same level of expertise as like our database admins, but I still, can put together like complex queries using like joins and inner joins and other things where it's just like you're putting together like different templates, not templates, templated tables, table types, all that stuff, Again, I ain't trying to get into the whole technical jargon of all this, but I know how to query a database, okay? Okay? I know how to put together tables in a database, okay? So this is how you know I've been in this industry for too long. Just ramble, like just start talking all kinds of like technical jargon. They didn't do PRs or code, not often, Muffin. They did pull requests, but no one would code review it. They just say, oh, okay, except come on in. Like, so if I put like a whole bunch of garbage code in there, you just accept it. It's like, this is my former job, mind you, not my current one. My current one, they're like, nah, every time you check in code, you better make sure somebody code reviews it. You better make sure somebody code reviews it. You can't just have stuff go to QA. You better make sure somebody code reviews it before you send it off to QA. And then they say like, okay, well, your code works or your code is shit. Go back and take this to the drawing board and fix it. So that's typically how a well-oiled machine at a tech company is supposed to work. My former job did not do that. Not very well. It was like you code, you check in, and then QA tells you if you've made 1,001 mistakes. No other developer was really that rigorous in terms of like making sure you did code review. So, but when we did, it was usually at we had like an architect in there that would just kind of like, they would do that for like entry level developers. Entry and like junior levels, not often, but like a few times, just to see like, okay, well, they no lime. No lime. But it's the way that I read that, and I'm just like, nope. But yeah, no, they still would just be like, oh well, you could fix this and this, that, and the other, and then after that you just let them run wild. I'm like, oh gosh. Also, hi Silly, welcome in. I'm sorry, I'm playing catch up with like a lot of things in chat. I know there's people who just jumped in, probably joining in on me rambling about code in the tech industry. Just what happens when y'all get me yapping. That's how you know you get someone who sneaks into code. Yep. Now you want to look up all the malicious links, Linux commands. I don't know why I said links. That is not how you say that. Your profile picture is different now. You look up. Oh, okay. It's old. That is fair. Yeah, we're talking about dev stuff, Silly. I forgot how we landed on this. Oh, I was talking about my unemployment. And then somehow we landed into talking about like, oh, yeah, discrimination in the workplace. That's how we landed on this. I remember. It's coming full circle now. It was like, because I had a whole weekend where it's just like I busted my ass, and like the person that they gave a similar reward to as me, they didn't do jack shit, and I'm just like, that's wild. Oh, hey, there's another break. I'm gonna actually lock in on the third session, so like y'all hold me accountable. Don't let me yap through our third break. It's not going right now. We're on break, so we can yap right now. But when this turns green again, you better be like, Blaze, get back to work. Don't do this. You held this co-working session to get things done, not gab away. I'm sorry. They weren't even qualified to sit at a computer. Man, it was a lot. It was a lot. I've worked with so many interesting people in this industry. So many. You didn't know how long the government takes it. Yeah, I know, right? You applied for jobs with the government before, and by the time the government gave you the "we went with someone else" email, you already had 3 other jobs. Listen, a lawsical. One of my friends works for the government. They worked for the government, and they were trying to like get me hired on. It's the way they told me. I dodged a freaking bullet, considering, you know, what happened to most of the folks who have government jobs or got them relatively recently. They never got back with me either. When I was working. So I was just like, yeah, you ain't got to tell me. They take literally forever. For freaking ever to get back with you. With anything, because of like how old and ancient their systems are. You're just looking for a job, fresh out of college. I had like 350 and vanished really quick. Yeah. Because you got to pay rent. You got to pay gas bill, light bill. Got to buy groceries. Especially if it's just you, yourself, and you. And you ain't got nobody to lean on. You ain't got a boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, parents, a brother or sister, roommates. If you have no one else to rely on in your living situation, yeah, when you fall on tough times and there's no income coming into your house, it's hard. It is hard. It is so mentally draining. I cannot stress that enough, because again, you do not know where you're about to end up. Because like, I was to the point where I was just like, dang, I'm gonna have to sell my house, put my stuff back in storage, and move back in with my parents and try and find apartment living again. That was the game plan if things didn't work out last year. That was the game plan. And I really didn't want to have to do that, because it felt like I was losing everything that I busted my ass on. I busted my ass to get this house. I busted my ass to try and like keep the former job that I had. I busted my ass just to like finally have a stream room. It wasn't until I got this home I finally had a stream room. I had been streaming in my living room from a Papa Sound and a TV for the better half of like 3+ freaking years. Meanwhile, most of the folks in this field, this career, they had a desk, they had a dedicated desk, monitors, what have you, a good microphone, camera, all that stuff. And I'm just like, dang, man, it's like, it would be nice if I could just have a room that I could just say, hey, I can stream from this. Also, welcome in, Flame Chocobo. Sorry, we're gabbing and the ads are playing, so some people probably can't hear me. Let me know what you see in the ad void. Please don't spam up chat with that. Just give me a summary. You know, people who have government jobs, depending on what it is, it can take up to a year to apply to some of those jobs. I bet. And also, Mary, feel free to hit me up for SQL stuff. I will try my best. All you remember about SQL Server is first normal form, and normalization took me several months, years to finally understand. And it wasn't until my first job, which was my former job, like my first full-time job, where I worked very closely with the DBAs and database admins, for those unfamiliar with that acronym. And like our business intelligence, that's what they were. The folks who do like a lot of like data gathering and cubing and very complicated stuff with like SQL queries. I never got that deep in the weeds of it. The furthest I went was like ETLs. just extracting, transferring, and basically putting stuff from one database environment to another. And that was it. I do all the metrics that they did. Metrics magic that they do behind the scenes. That's black magic to me, I'll be honest. Because when I saw them do that, I was like, what does all of this mean? I'm so confused. You forgot if you asked this here, but do people have opinions on Google cybersecurity course? I was going to take that. I actually signed up for it, and I never got the time to like actually sit down and go through it, but I did hear good things about it from people who did go through that course. It's just, I think it's like, what was it? I think when I signed up for it, it was like $60 to sign up for it. If not like a month, it was like annually or something like that. It was so long ago. But I wanted to do that because that's the next field that I would like to go into when it comes to tech, because I want to be able to protect people on the interwebs. That's just something that I have a passion for. I don't know when I'll get around to it, but it is something. Hey, the thing worked. The thing worked for RJ. You don't see the alert because, again, it's muted on my co-working screens, but I do see that Raz did recognize you and pick you up, so it'll play on Friday when we do the Hear Me Out challenge. Mods, review this code. Yes, enjoy the lurk, Muffin. I'm sorry I'm like gapping away, but please feel free to, obviously co-work. Don't let me distract you. If you need to put me on mute, you can. I'm sorry. Y'all got me in a yapping mood. I'm so sorry. Actually, hang on. You think you still have the Google Doc you used to keep your notes for sequel? Yes. It's really hard to find a job, especially a work from home job. Yeah, absolutely. Because like even my current job, it wasn't work from home all the time. It was a hybrid. And the reason why it's a hybrid is because they had hired on so many people work from home, and it didn't really work out. And so they made it, they basically did like a bit of a compromise where it's just like, okay, well, we're going to see if, the new folks that we hire on can actually commit to work by making sure that they come into the office and show us like they have a good work ethic. And then you kind of like earn your way and reputation into working from home full time. So that's the situation that I kind of got, which is like, I was fine with. It's a long ass drive, but still I was fine with it. Got her into gossiping tech, Auntie Mo. Listen, anytime y'all get me riled up on tech, I will ramble, and we will literally talk about tech jargon, which, by the way, if you want to hear me really go off on coding and techniques and all that stuff, I am doing the Sweet versus Spicy event, which is basically raising funds to make certain categories or topics basically permanent staples of the stream. So, like, I think for Team Spicy to win, you can do !SS, by the way, if you're curious about what that is. But Team Spicy, it's for if you want to get more ASMR. Team Sweet, I know I'm doing more info streams, so I'll be covering like things such as coding, putting together Notion templates, putting together Mix It Up templates. So like stuff that's all like very involved with like putting things together, and most likely HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Because again, I like messing with that kind of stuff. Like most of the alerts and stuff that you see on my stream is me dabbling in just a crumb of HTML and CSS with some of the things that I do and Mix It Up in other places. Also, Dynamic Reactions, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome in. And you hate when work gets into your weekend? Listen, same. But I was literally working like a whole fucking week, silly. When I tell you, but it was for a reason, because we were going through it was a migration at that time. So they needed people like all hands on deck. So I pretty much had to. I got to take my break after busting my butt, but I just felt unfair that that same person got that same reward when they didn't do anything. They didn't deserve like, oh, you can have 2 weeks off. It's like they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. But it is what it is. Corporate America again. Hearing that the VA still runs on Cobalt makes you very glad you didn't join the military. Thank you, Mary. Like again, I'm very thankful and happy for my current job. Like it truly is a blessing to be where I'm at right now. Legitimately, Will, you don't know, even go into the field, but you want to learn it because learning how stuff works is so interesting to me. Same here, Mary. I think that's what I really love about technology. It's always changing. Like I still want to pick up skills like oh God, see, I've been out of the game because I've been so focused on work. But like the different like JavaScript libraries that people have been messing with as of late, like React and Vue.js. Like I have no knowledge of like how either of those works, but I would like to get that under my belt at some point in time. And you know, who knows? Maybe at this current place, I'll have the opportunity to kind of like take some time to study up on that and like maybe fingers crossed elevate some of the apps that we have. So it's just always interesting to me. Oh, I see Lime has redeemed red carpet. Submit a ticket to me, baby. All you gotta do is open up a Discord ticket and I'll hop on that next. I just put together RJ's and now I got another one that I gotta work on. But congrats. Black woman intensifies. Oh my God. Is Twitch showing y'all hateful ads? I'm so sorry. Listen, you rock, McChungus. Jit was so bored of the course, so you didn't finish because it was all the stuff you knew. Your associates in cybersecurity is rotting. Oh, see, and that's the other thing. Because, like, this is what I wanted to do, like, when it came to, like, animation. Like, I wanted to take on animation as, like, a minor or, like, some sort of, like, art major when I was still in school. But because, one, art is very expensive. And two, I didn't have a car back then. I was brickety broke and was earning minimum wage as a TA. But basically, I couldn't really take that on. So I just kind of stuck with like computer science because all you really need at the end of the day is a computer. You don't really have to buy a whole bunch of other resources and mediums to sort of, you know, keep up with the course. So I stuck with that. And so I said, you know what, after I get out of school, I will go back for animation. Tell me why part of the school that I was trying to go to and attend and take classes at, they said I would have to take computer science courses all over again. I'm just like, well, I already know how to program. I got a whole degree in it. Can I just skip these courses? They're like, no. I'm like, I don't need to know coding 101. I'm going to be bored to tears because I already know like how all of this stuff operates. Like, why do I have to take these courses again? Makes no sense. So animation has been put on the back burner for that reason because I'm just like, I want to go to school for it. I know I don't have to go to school for it, but it would have been nice if when I still had that on my mind and I wanted to go for it, they wouldn't force me into like basically, hey, you have to take these same courses again. I'm like, I don't want to. I've already did my 4 years. Leave me be. You heard that people don't dismiss it, but they typically go for more well-known companies like Cisco or CompTIA. Yeah, and that makes sense. That makes more sense, silly. So the tests that take your money away. Yep, the tests that take your money away. Oh, speaking of which, because what's her name? I love her. What is her name? Veronica. Y'all know who Veronica is, and if not, it's the sassy TikTok creator who now has moved a lot of her stuff on YouTube now, who basically shows like the things that you wish you could say working in retail or like at like a customer service, who be quick with them clapbacks. Like I love Veronica so freaking much. She touched on like what was it? Earning licenses after like you got a degree. And it's the way that my mind defaulted to Okay, I'm ignoring this. I know I said that I would go back to work, but I just need to, I need to read chat, and I also need to finish this thought process. It's the way that, like, how my mind went to my mom always telling me, like, oh, you should go pursue, like, IT certifications. I'm like, do you know how much those certifications cost? And the fact that we have to take them annually just to be quote unquote certified, and also basically, have on paper that we know what we're doing and we're proficient at our work when it comes to IT, because that's what you have to do as a computer scientist, as a developer. Every year you have to get that certificate. And like, some jobs will pay for it, yes. But like, at the same time, it's just like, why do I have to take this every freaking year when I could just be learning the newest tech for free 99? Why are we wasting money? For what reason? What is the purpose? Like, if you're going to be skilled and proficient in something, you should take, the opportunity to like just stay on your toes with keeping up to date with, the latest and greatest languages and different architectures when it comes to development. So, oh God, she spoke to my soul with that video, because I'm just like, yeah, it makes no freaking sense to just throw away money just for this crap. Which is why I don't have a certificate currently in anything, because I'm just like, it just seems like a waste of time and money, in my opinion. I've already did the 4 years. Like, if I want to go back for a master's and like do more, I guess, around that, I'll do that. But it just makes no sense to do that on an annual basis. Just, my mind is boggled by that. Actually, hearing you yap has helped you concentrate, but it might not be helping you though. It's not helping me. It's okay, because I'll probably be working after stream today. It's fine. I'm dedicating time to really lock in on some things I want to get done. You got so confused for a moment. You couldn't figure out where the music was coming from. Stream music player started on its own from the keyboard shortcut. Oh no, Lime. Passions, we love passion. Sorry, tech difficulties. You're a little behind. No, you're good, Gaiju. Also, welcome in. The only reason you stay at your job is because it's a stable, unfortunate. No, honestly, that's literally why I stayed at my former job, Claire. Because I got so comfortable, and because I already knew like most of the things, it was just kind of like, yeah, I'm staying here. Even though I was already bored. Like, I've checked out on my former job, I'll be honest. I was completely checked out. I was done. That's what you're studying right now. You just passed Core 1. Congrats, silly. Congrats. I'm so proud of you. You're over here working hard, doing the damn thing. Listen, I root for my people, especially my folks in STEM. You better. Don't you disappoint me. You better. Oh, gosh. Which one gets you the Tech Rant streams? It's the Team Suite Illogical, the informational ones. The only reason I know that off the top of my head is because Team Suite is more so like, beneficial learning and like sweet things versus spicy, where it's just like, I may or may be doing, obviously what the term says. So if you want like ASMR and like stuff like that, that's what it is. I think the song covers on Team Sweet too. I think that's what that is on. But yeah, it's basically just by contributing biddies or Ko-Fi. So whichever one that it says that, hey, if you contribute, if you want to raise funds for Team Sweet, you contribute this. If you want to raise funds for Team Spicy, you contribute this. And I know I don't have the bar on my screen because, one, we're doing the subathon and I don't want to have a whole bunch of overlay stuff on my screen blocking and distorting, the pleasure. Because I'll be honest, a lot of viewers get turned off by like a whole bunch of moving parts on screen. I'm one of those where it's just like, I don't like a lot of things on people's overlays. I'm not going to like harshly judge you and be like, remove this filth. But I do look at like a lot of moving stuff, and it's just, if it's just like a whole bunch of moving GIFs and stuff like that, it's very distracting to the stream experience for me personally. I don't want to do that to other people here. Outside of obviously like my little tea baby right here. She ain't going nowhere. She's with me for these relaxing streams. It's literally like my time to just kind of like chill out. Girl, you love to talk about tech and stuff with you. You think you learn a lot from someone. Absolute Mary, listen, my DMs are open. By all means, if you want to rant and ramble or throw like, some, tech stuff my way, you know where I'm at. You know how to get to me. I'm also in the Melanin Mafia, so you can literally just be like, "Hey Blaze, want to get your eyes on this." Just don't be like that person. Who was it? Where my friend got hacked by a hacker who was just like, "Hey, Blaze," pretending to be my friend. "I need you to look at this tic-tac-toe program that I coded." Because best believe if you start talking some nonsense, or if I, pick up on like certain speech patterns that aren't normally yours whenever you're DMing me, I'm going to call you out for your bull. Because I recently did that with Di when she came in here and was just like, she said something in Twitch chat that sent off alarms. And I was like, what? And so I messaged her. I messaged her on at least like one platform where I was just like, I know this has to be like her account for sure. Like I know she has access here. And she would respond to me honestly. As soon as she got it, she was like, yes, it's the real me. I'm like, oh, thank God. I thought you were a hacker. Like, I can't go through that again. I've already been through it once. They didn't get my account because I was too smart for them. But I was just like, this person ain't never once in their life talked to me about coding. They come out the blue with that nonsense. I'm going to look at them and be like, oh, no. I don't trust you. I remember what happened some years ago. You can't wait to watch the Hear Me Out this Friday. Saturday for you, because yes, you do. You also drew during this time, but a tablet is acting up when you plug it in. Likely a connection pin loose. Oh no. I hope that gets resolved soon. So Team Sweet is the info stream, like for yes, Team Sweet is the info stream. So those will be like pretty much what I was doing on BGC, because I did like hold a Notion 101 page for folks who aren't familiar with Notion. And we briefly went over like Mix It Up, and then I also touched on like some tools that I use to help me sort of like troubleshoot things, and also like other things that help me on my day-to-day life. So we went through like Canva, and we also went through a powerful tool that I appreciate that's free 99 and freeware, and it does not have viruses, I promise. If it does, somebody's changed. But it's called the Everything tool, where if you're looking for a efficient search on your entire machine, you can literally pull up the Everything tool and then just type in a few names, and it'll do a whole screen across your entire computer without any kind of like delay on loading time and stuff like that. So it's very nice. I can link it in chat if y'all want it, but we did go through that and showcase that all over. This was all over on Brown Girl Gamer Code's channel. I don't think the VODs are up. There may be some clips floating around of when I did it, but most of the VODs that I did over there are kind of gone. But I will bring them to my stream if people take an interest in it. So just something to keep in mind. I've been getting into how Linux works, which sparked your interest in coding a while back. I also really like scripting and automating some of the functionality on computers. Nice, logical. Red Carpet, you also do animations long term. Red Carpet is the intro that plays for people who just type for the first time in chat, Kaiju. You won't see it here because I have all the alerts and stuff turned off during my co-working streams, so it's not to act as a distraction or jump scare to folks, so you won't hear it go off when people raid me or follow me or enter in for the first time, but you'll see like Raz say like, hey, such and such is here, and that's the most that you'll get from it for this stream. But Friday you'll hear all that stuff toggle on. That's all Red Carpet does. It's a channel point redemption, so if you want your own personalized intro, spend some time with me, get them channel points up. And also it helps me with CCV, so because I am trying to keep a nice cozy 50 CCV before we push on to like 60 and then possibly 75 and then maybe push for partner. But right now it's just very unrealistic for me to push for something when I still need to get my numbers up to a higher threshold and maintain it for pretty much for 2 months is the ideal comfort spot for whenever you're applying for partner. So yeah, it's hard. It's very hard. If it was easy, everybody would have partner status, but it is very difficult to get it on this platform. You felt that? You literally took coding class and just knew all of it. So when we were doing the final project, you finished a day before everyone else, so you asked to do some bug fixing that we learned later. You wanted to learn more about it? Nice. Yeah, it's always interesting, like learning in a new language or a new way of like going in tech, like new tools, exploring that. Right, silly? I love Veronica so much. Veronica is like honestly the GOAT. Like I wish I had the balls to say this to like so many corporate folks who just tried to talk down to me. I did get snappy with one person, my former boss, and they weren't my boss for long, which is why I'm just like, yeah, they were the musty one that pretty much was sexist, misogynistic, and also I'm pretty sure racist. Well, actually, no, they were racist because they made a white versus black comment about a person who worked at my former job. So yeah, it does sound tedious. Like you've been playing guitar for 10 years and they want you to teach you how to tune it. Yeah, you need them, otherwise they won't look at you. However, they're not every year as you learn Blaze, your teacher taught you a hack. Cause like my homegirl has her job pay for it annually. I don't know if they're doing it still, but I know prior to the pandemic they were doing that literally every year for their cert. And I was just like, that's the only way that I would do that, is if like I worked somewhere and my job was just like, yeah, you have to take this yearly. And I'm like, I don't want to, but sure. A new series comes out by September, November. So you need to get your core 2 done beforehand so you don't have to redo it. Ah, I see. You saw CompTIA computer asking about you think firewall or 386 or something, and you thought it was going to age into dust on the spot, like Dorian Gray seeing on his whole portrait style. Oh, but no, Veronica literally spoke to my soul when she was talking about the whole license thing. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't really care to do this, because it's the equivalent of like making the argument of just like, well, you need a college degree in order to get a job. No, you don't necessarily need that. Yes, it'll be harder for you, but you don't need a college degree to get a job. And a person who I still to this day will, basically tell their story. My former coworker, who was a UI UX designer, and mind you, he knew JavaScript and HTML and CSS. Like he knew coding, just, obviously not backhand coding, more so front end coding. He became a lead, not a single degree in sight. Because a lot of that is just like, it was networking for one, because like at my former job, it was very heavy networking. Like if it depended on who you knew. But in this case, it was just more so his skill set, and because he took on the initiative to basically learn all that stuff without having to go to school for it. So he saved on college debt, put in the initiative to like do all the things and, land a job. And so I get like, yes, a certificate or a cert will make you look good on paper, but it's not the end all to be all to like be like, yes, you need this job or you will get this job, because I still know plenty of people, because my mom has told me, folks who even have certs in their particular career, especially in this economy, still are putting in like 100 to 200 applications just to get somewhere. And that's sad. That's saying something. It's like, even with the freaking cert, they're looking at you like, no, we found somebody better. Or we actually aren't hiring at all, or we decide to go internal. It's like, oh, okay. and trying to lock in with your art studies, but you want to shift into IT, you think I love IT. Don't get me wrong. It has its caveats, but like, and I tell people this all the time because like I have folks who have come to me about like, hey Blaze, how's the IT feel? It's like if you work somewhere that you really enjoy, most of the folks there are very laid back. They won't bother you as long as you get work done. They know how to have fun. You'll at least have people to talk to about like nerd things such as like anime culture, gaming, all that stuff. That's how my job is now, and also my former place, and also my former place. They had a whole game room at both of my former jobs. My first, internship out of school, they had a whole game room where they would play Mario Kart and stuff like that. And then the second job that I got, which was my first full-time job, they had a whole game room where we could play tabletop games, but also utilize the TV screen to play like Nintendo system games or PlayStation games. And they also bought an Xbox for the company. So it was just like, yeah, it's a bunch of nerds. It's a bunch of nerds that just have like a game room that just they can just like vibe in. This was pre-pandemic, obviously, but when that kicked in, we couldn't really see each other. Sorry, spicy is nice, but your heart is absolutely about what's in people's brains. That is perfectly fine, Mary. It's all good because I also like learning. I was following like a couple of folks who were doing like coding streams, hoping to. I love using the statement to quote Inna. I just want to shake their hands to get their genius germs. I just want to shake their hands to get their genius germs. Yeah, overlays can be overwhelming. Yeah. You don't want your stream to look like an in-game WoW Raiders gameplay? You for one and shocked. Also, hi Crimson, welcome in. I'm sorry, I'm playing catch up in chat. There's a lot going on here. I'm so behind. That little Blaze is channeling the spirit of Uncle I. You know what? You're right. You're right, Kaiju. Thank you for saying that. That's literally where my mind will default now every time I see my little Blaze baby chilling in tea. Look at your ping pong game. Lime, it's the way that I didn't think of that statement in a wholesome manner just because I know it's you. Yes, the play my game person, Mary. And you know what's funny? They tried to get me again because they hacked one of my friends relatively recently. But this time it was just like, oh, hey, I put together like an adventure game. And I was going to incorporate a whole bunch of VTubers in it. I'm like, you lie? You lie? And you know what told on them is I reached out to their partner and I said, hey, do you know if such and such has been hacked? And they confirmed that. And I was just like, yeah, get lost. Get lost, hacker. Go away. Shoo. Shoo. I know you're not the real person. They be trying it so hard in Discord, man. Telltale Games moment. Blaze will remember that I will. But literally is that. Like, ever since I had that one incident happen, and it's like, I almost clicked on the link. And then I just thought it really shady that they were asking me about a tic-tac-toe game. And I just happened to look on Twitter. Twitter saved me the following day when I looked out there and they were just like, hey, my accounts got hacked. Don't respond to them. I was just like, oh. And you know what's even funnier? It's like they tried to ping me. They tried to get my attention so bad to get me to click on that link. And I'm like, no, get lost. Shoo. Go away. I know your games. Sorry for the tangent, but why does no Discord have any common internet safety? That part, Mary. Please. If you had a job, you'd just jump, to be honest. Oh, God, man. Crimson is hard out here. Also, hi, Mocha. Welcome in. How do you do, my fellow coworkers and or studiers? We are yapping because I don't know how to shut up. They got me on a tech rant, Mocha. But welcome in. Sorry, maybe it's because you were in cybersec for your time in college, but oh my God, it's crazy seeing people like me. Guys, is this the person who really wants my Steam password? Really? Blaze turns mine off so you can't scare her. Listen, everybody's is off. It was just that one time where it's just like I used the wrong settings on my stream deck. because it jump scared me when it started playing. I was like, where's that coming from? I was like, oh, it's because I pressed the wrong button. Whoops. Queen Blazette, eat me. It'll just turn the star. Yeah, exactly. Let me try that too, Velocico. Let me try that. So 50 CCV is your concurrent viewer average. So basically, you want to maintain like a certain average on Twitch. So like for partnership, like Twitch partner, you have to maintain a 75 viewer average for the course of, I think it was what, 30 days, pretty much streaming at least 3 times a week, to kind of build up that reputation of just like, you know, Twitch, showing Twitch that like, hey, I actually do have viewers, you know, consistently coming through my streams enough to where I've earned that Twitch partner badge. So a lot of the times you'll hear like streamers saying like, oh, you know, I've averaged like a 10 CCV, 20, 30, what have you. And it's also a way to like, you know, if you've never heard of the term media kit. So like media kits are like streamers' resumes. So like when you're trying to do like brand deals or like sponsorships or like try to get like a key code for from like different indie devs, you know, they sometimes will look at those numbers to be like, okay, well, how many people are being influenced by this person? Like, well, what do their numbers look like? What are their demographics? And so all of that pretty much goes on that media kit to kind of, you know, determine to the person that they're trying to get that sponsorship for, like, hey, is this person good enough to, you know, promote our stuff and be able to, you know, sell people on a product or sell people on a game. So it's things like that, which is what makes streaming so hard and so grindy for a lot of people who, you know, start taking it seriously, to kind of get those numbers up. So that way, again, it's like the whole cert debate where it's just like, you want to look good on paper for like all these other folks, because, you know, just like a job, most employers aren't going to be like, well, let me comb through the entirety of this resume and read every word. No, they're going to look for a summary. And so a media kit kind of provides that sort of, you know, first glance summary for a lot of streamers who are trying to basically promote themselves in the space. So not to say that like, you know, this is what I'm doing for my promotion, but it also does help with media kit numbers and stuff like that. But this is just more so like, I just want Twitch partner because one, I've been on this platform since 2017, roughly 2017, 2018. Like I really started taking it more seriously like 2018, but still I was like an IRL cam streamer all the way up until like 2022, summer of 2022, because I got to a point where it's just like, one, I've, you know, discovered VTubers and thought it was really neat. Kind of discovered that like back in like 2021, really. But I didn't really have a model ready until October of 2022. So like those of y'all who see this design may not be familiar with my 1.0 design, which looks a little bit different, a lot, because one, I didn't have the curly hair. The color of my outfit was a little more vibrant and pastel color. It was because it was like done by Onsta, and I wanted that vibrancy with my first model, and I just liked what she did with like VTuber models at the time. And then when my friend Jelliana867, which again I am eternally grateful for, because I would have never discovered Lovmura without her, when she showed me Lovmura and what she did with my mom, I was like, oh yeah, no, that is Blazette. That's her. So this is my 2.0 design. Haha, fun fact. You got more lore. If you didn't know, now you know. I am Crimson. I told you I'm behind. You heard Erotica first, before Veronica, and you was like, I only tuned out for a few minutes. No, Veronica, child. But no, it's just like I've been on this platform for so long, and it's just like I want to be able to build a foundation, a place where people can, you know, pretty much vibe and have fun and be themselves and just kind of take a moment to step away from the realities of life. And then also, because I'm taking this more seriously than I have in previous years, because I will again credit a lot of my growth to people like Lovmura who have supported me, to people like Jelliana who has also been a support system in my life, same to like my mods, as well as like my community who knew me before I became a VTuber, as well as the people who grew to know me as a VTuber. I want to make them proud. And it's like, I know a lot of people have been in my ears, just like Blaze, you're going to get partner, you're going to be partner, you do so much work for the community, this, that, and the other. And I would love it. I honestly would. And not just for the simple fact of just like, hey, I got a badge next to my name. It's just like, part of me just really wants it because, I worked hard for it. I really do. I try my best to like get content out there. Hell, I put together a whole VOD channel, clips channel, try to do editing all by myself. It's me, myself, and I. And I'm still trying to maintain a, 40-hour week job. I've been doing this for most of pretty much for 8 years now. Going on 9 just about. So it's something that I genuinely want to see me get to the next level at. And what's even more endearing is because if you didn't know, I'm a founding advisor for the Twitch creator clubs, the VTuber creator club specifically. And though it's an honor and a blessing that, I became a founding advisor for that club, I'm literally the only affiliate that got that role. The rest of the folks on that team are all partners, or they got their partnership relatively recently. That says a lot about a person and like the hard work that I put in, because, there was somebody who believed in me. There was somebody who, said, hey, Blaze does X, Y, and Z. I think, I know she doesn't have the numbers right now, but, she could possibly get to that, next level. And hearing that from people who really have that kind of like faith in me just really resonates with me, because like a lot of the times I do feel like I'm unseen. I do feel like, I'm just basically, just next to nothing a lot of the time for like how much effort and energy I put into so much into my content, and also making sure that people feel safe in the space. Again, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that I'm a saint. I'm not saying that you will always be protected under my wings. I'm going to do my best to, the best of my abilities. But even I still make mistakes. Even I slip up. But at the same time, I'm willing to obviously have a discussion, have an adult conversation, try to come to a means of, hey, let's sit down. I know we may, be butting heads. Let's figure this out. If you're unhappy here, let me know why. Like, speak to me. That's the kind of like open conversation that I have. I don't respond to screaming, because that's something I grew up in my household for like a good 20 plus years of my life. I don't respond to that. I don't respond to aggression, because what happens is I walk away. That's me choosing peace for myself. But I do want this because, again, I want to build community. I want to build, or at least try to build, a space where people can have fun, not feel discriminated, not feel like they are next to nothing or they're overlooked for a lot of opportunities, especially when they work hard in this space. There's so many people that I see working hard in this space. So many who don't have a check mark next to their name. And they bust their ass. They've busted their ass for years. Literally have been on this platform as long as me. And they're always overlooked. And I want to help kind of give voices to those types of people. This is one of the reasons why it's just like I even do things like Uppies for Beauties and Baddies, because I got so tired of people saying, oh, I never heard of this black creator, or oh, I never heard of like this ASMR creator, or oh, I didn't know this person did singing or music and stuff like that. I've been put onto so many people who have a variety of talents where if they weren't given a platform to speak on, you would never know that they had that talent. Most people still, to this day, I'm pretty sure, don't know I'm a Tim, not a Tim, a STEM kid, a techie. You know, I also sing. I know I don't sing on here a lot because again, there's weird oddities around like DMCA rules, and I don't want to get striked by YouTube and Twitch for singing things on stream when they'll most likely mute my VOD or be like, "Hey, stop that." And then other things that I feel like I'm talented in, is like people just don't know. But I want to show people like, what I'm made of. I want to be able to do that. Again, I'm not giving up my full-time job to do that because I've already did that. And it wasn't intentional. It was literally me being forced out the door by my former company to pursue this as a full-time job for temporary time. And though it was fun, it was also taxing and draining mentally. Like it was hard to just wake up and smile on a day-by-day basis. But no, I do want to get to the next level. I really do. I would be very blessed and happy if it happened this year because 5 is my lucky number. It really is. It's oh, speaking of 5, I forgot a single day mile. It's literally my number today. I just realized that it's my number on my sorority. We'll put it that way. So that's why it's my lucky number. Like, you'll hear Pop No Tarts and myself say it all the time. We're the live 5s. And it's because it's a nod to our sororities because we're both the 5th person on our lines of our respective sororities. So I think it's time. I would love to get it this year. If it doesn't happen, sure, whatever. Maybe next year. But I would love for it to happen this year just because, it would be amazing if it happened on a year that has, the number 5 in it. I know it's a silly reason, but it's just something that I'd just be like, yay! Yay. But goodness. All right, let me try to play catch up on this chat, man. Y'all finally slowed down so I can play catch up. Ugh. Your old boss, not boss, was mad he had white hairs on his head and wasn't getting played from his wife. You know what, to be fair, Lycoon, he looked like a raggedy Santa Claus. It was literally the first thing that one of my coworkers had said, former coworkers had said, the way I cackled. You get or renew a higher level company resets your lower certs to that day. I see. See, I was referring to the Microsoft certifications, Crow. That's the ones that my coworker, not my coworker, my homegirl, not my coworker. Oh God, we don't work together. I mean, I wouldn't mind working with her, but still, we don't work together. But no, she takes the Microsoft certs. Not the free ones. It's the ones where you literally have to take it annually, and they just basically test you on like a whole bunch of like Visual Studio shit and other things around like whatever is new in .NET, pretty much. There's also one for like DBAs that I had debated about taking because you don't have to take it as often, but still. You left your A+ laps. You're never doing that shit again. Couldn't find a job, an IT job that gave a fuck about it. And see, that was the other thing that pissed me off. Most of the jobs after coming out of school were looking for people to graduate from tech schools. They didn't care about your GPA. They were looking for folks who graduated from, places like Georgia Tech and stuff like that. And I'm like, really? Really? That's where your priorities are? Okay. all your years of doing HR before, you have yet to find a time where we cared about specific grades. Some places do, sadly. Some places do. I mean, obviously not if you've been years out of school. They don't look at that no more. If an employer is looking at my GPA from like 10 plus years back, I don't know what to tell them, fam. I really don't. 5 years in Geek Squad and A plus and Network plus. Couldn't find shit. I am so sorry, Crimson. And it's like, it's not the perfect advice, but unfortunately part of that advice is networking and knowing who you know. Because that can kind of give you a leg up. It's not guaranteed, but it can give you just a tad bit of a leg up. My family would often ask you if you wanted to study a master's or something when you started out at college. You wanted to, but by the end you was like, I'm taking my degree and never going back. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I just don't want any more debt right now. Not until I pay off this house, which is going to be a while, a very long while. Unless y'all want to pay pay off the rest of this house for me. You want to do that? Listen, we'll have a whole VTuber debut right now if you pay off the rest of my house. Please do. Please let me be debt free again. Let me have it. I don't want to have to pay a mortgage. I really don't. Especially for where I live. It's high. Please just pay it off. So what can people do if they wanted to get into tech, networking, volunteer? I mean, it just depends on whatever your interest is. There's a lot of roles in tech that you can take on. You can be in the business side of things, testing, QA, database admin, networking. There's so many DevOps. It's just whatever piques your interest the most, I guess, in terms of what you want to do. But you really do have to have a kind of bit of a passion for it. Like, if you just want to say, well, I want to be in IT because I want to be in IT, respectfully, I need you to go back, look at the different roles in information and technology and see if there is a particular title that you would like to take on. Certs lose out on old school experience because companies forget how to train people. Certs are just a modern foot in the door. It's stupid foot in the door, I'll be honest. Respectfully, Crow. Because, like, again, you can take the initiative to just stay on top of tech by taking your own time to study up on different languages, different architectures, because the documentation is out there. It literally is. Like, MSDN is out there for free 99 if you're like in .NET. Same thing with like other tools. Like, you can learn that shit. You don't necessarily have to pay out the ass to do that, but also, you know, again, if that's the route people want to take, respectfully, by all means do it. It's just not for me. Just like how school isn't always for other people as well. School is also not necessarily for me. I'm tired. I don't want to have to go back to school. If I really have a passion for it, I'm going to go out of my way to learn it. I'm not going to pay somebody to be like, hey, give me something on paper just so I can have a job. It just is hair pulling at that time. And again, I'm not taking my frustration out to you. Please don't take it as that. It's just me just being very frustrated at the system and just shallow conceptions of like what determines a person's intelligence. Because it's the same thing of how I feel about numbers in this space, as well as when it comes to grades. Like, again, I've seen and witnessed things. I've known an intelligent person who purposely flunked out of school. They did that shit on purpose because they didn't want to get a real job. But they were smart as hell. Like, if you literally gave them a test and said, here, just do this, they would knock that shit out the park. It didn't matter what subject. They just purposely flunked it because they wanted to rely on mommy and daddy. That was it. So that does not determine how smart that child is at all. So that's why I'm like kind of frustrated with like how the system works. Thank you for catching on, Lime. People even tried to send you funny link on stream of all play. And see, that's the other thing. Raz will snipe on stream if you send a link. What you working on? Can you have your Steam password? You're just a little Tate. It's the way I envision you doing like the shy fingers, Tate. Oh my God. I was working on content creation stuff. And it's like almost 8 p.m. I'm going to be working on some more later on tonight. I had already planned on being like, oh, I see Guilty's playing Schedule 1. I'm going to play some more for nope. Nope, I'm going to be working on stuff because I've spent most of stream yapping. We literally turned this into a chatting and co-working stream. That's what happened today. You're back, you had to do something. We're talking about your Steam password. No, you're good, Mary. It's 30 days. We know some exact numbers for it too. It's over at least 12. Yes, that's right. 12 streams in 30 days. You forget how many months. You have to keep that up for 2 months. Like I've heard the spiel by so many people on this platform, by various communities that I reside in. So I'm just like, yeah, it's hard. So, and typically if it dips just a little bit under that, you can expect a denial. It's just gonna be one of those types of things where it's just like, you have to maintain those numbers really well in order for you to get it. You're trying to make your own media kit because you think it can look good. You just need to make it look good graphically. Listen, Mary, the way that I spent so much time revamping my media kit in terms of graphic design, because I did two media kits, two media kit designs. I still have them saved on Canva because that's where I built them. Because Canva does have like a nice like template that you can use to sort of like start from, and from there I just kind of expanded and grew from there. Again, see this, y'all be learning the tea. If we be having them Canva streams, I could show y'all some of my projects I've been working on graphically. How, like my weekly schedule, like my stream schedule, I put that together. That was all me for free 99. It may not always be that way, but like for now, it's the cheapest option I have, where it's just like, listen, if you can DIY it, go for it. You ain't got to pay out the butt for it. Just DIY it. Why spend money on something that you can do yourself? Especially for something like a stream schedule or something like a promo poster. Just do it yourself. Why you paying? You could save them pennies. Put it towards your Vtuber model. Put it towards, some new emotes. Put it towards something else that, you don't feel like doing. But anything else, you better DIY it, baby. I stand on it. Listen, I rigged my first model. My 1.0, I know who to pay. I used YouTube University and I said, we will try. And that's what I did. And it actually really worked because she's very expressive. I still love the expression, like the level expression that my first model has. Like, don't get me wrong. I love my current, Live 2D model. But I really love how expressive my first model is compared to my second one. They're both great in their own way, though. Just, again, respectfully, I love them both. I do not want to put either one of them down. I just love them both for, like, different things. Who wouldn't have faith in you? You work so hard for so many people. I try to, Mary. You do the same, because I be seeing you out here literally everywhere, girl. You out here. You out here in so many places. Like, oh my God. I'm like, Mary knows this person. What do you mean? The effort in your content and community is what makes you great. The fact that you want to and do try. That's all you have to do. You really just have to try. I do have to credit like my mentors and also being in like various leadership roles. before. 'Cause I've been a lot of leadership roles, starting with marching band leader, for like the clarinet section leader, clarinet section leader. Oh my God, not me forgetting terms. Shh, we definitely did co-working. Tell everybody that when you leave the stream today, you better tell everybody we definitely did some co-working day, and we did not just yap for roughly about like 2 hours. See, I did well the first hour. It was the other 2 hours. Unrelated Blaze, but you're putting together an event in Melanin Mafia. For whatever reason, I almost read Melanated as Marinated Mafia, and I was like, that's not their name. What are they marinating in? What do you mean, Crimson? We were drawing or making art of all of us at the beach. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that is so cute. I will watch, because I don't want to commit only just because I know how I am pressed for time. I would love to do that though. Like, that sounds so much fun. But I also know myself and time management. It's pretty piss poor right now. Time to return to your work, but glad you got to catch some vibes as always. Thank you for dropping by, Mocha. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of work. We manifesting. Since it means something to you or far from. Oh, yeah, we manifesting. Years ago, you actively searched for Black VTuber creators and stumbled into Bree's stream one day. It's still one of the best decisions you made. I'm glad, because I think that's where I met you, Elosical. You and your jokey jokes. The puns get me all the time. It's like, I've met so many people, like so many wonderful, talented, creative individuals in Bree's stream. Like, just finding like people who have a wonderful community put together, and just like getting to know folks from those communities has always piqued my interest. It's one of the things that I also pride myself on ever since joining Twitch. Is like, I just like networking with folks. I want to talk to people. I just want to be like, hey, how you doing? It's the same with like my VTuber models, because like I did the same thing when I first met Tria and Sheppy. Like, I know I can't be able to attend a lot of their streams nowadays because I stay so busy, but I enjoyed spending time in their streams and just yapping with them. That gave me, like, you know, a good boost of dopamine. Just be like, hey, I'm just in here. Just keep talking. Keep talking. I just want to get to know you. Like, who are you? Tell me about you. Tell me what your hopes and dreams are. Keep on yapping. But it does make me sad that a lot of like the streams that, you know, folks I consider friends, I can't attend all the streams at the same time. It would be lovely if I could. But one, I get so distracted, especially if I'm like at work and I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm not doing work and I'm watching more Twitch streams and being involved in that versus actually working. So I usually try to keep Twitch off for that. The high school diploma and even college degrees don't matter anymore, do they? Only certain degrees, high school is just a legal thing. Yeah. Fortunately, if you don't know anyone in the field, you kind of stuck. You love how you met more IT and tech contacts while streaming instead of by working in the field. Honestly, there's so many people who are techies on Twitch. Like, if you're not living in Georges, you're a techie. I feel like it's one of the two. It's one of the two, and it's just like, I love how many people that I've stumbled across who are in the tech field. Like, Lime is in it, Crow is in it, Silly is in it, like, so many people. Mary, you're in it. Like, I love meeting tech folks. Like, I'm just like, yes, crush the system. Crush the system. More people in STEM. More people in STEM. Put them in there. Put them in the blender. Oh, just hire me and you're happy to learn, but you're not happy. Yeah, and see, that's the other thing, Crow. God, if I could take student loans away from people, I would with the quickness. That freaking sucks, man. had an interest in learning code for video games and web design. Like, you still want to be in the position to create some form of that and make sense, but passion is drawing and animation. I say stick with your passions, Kaiju. Because I really do wish I could have gotten into the animation field. It's just, it was out of the budget at the time. Still technically is. But it is something that's in the back of my mind where it's just like, well, maybe one day I'll get into animation and really have the time to sit down, draw, and like put it to practice and really dive deeper into this. But coding just kind of like fell into my lap, and I said, yeah, I'll stick with this. I've enjoyed it ever since. Hi, Bento. I hope you're doing well. Happy Monday. Also, I'm sorry if you're hearing this like 10 minutes later because I'm slow reading chat. You need to fix our education system in America. We really do, Claire. Listen, don't get me started on the education system in America. Do not, because I have so many friends who are teachers in the system. And the way, if I was in the education system, I would go up to bat for every one of their needs. And a lot of the things that Abbott Elementary portrayed, and I think like the first 2, if not 3 seasons, when it comes to like the school system and asking for things that you need to try and like supply for your kids, is very true. Is very realistic. If you just want like insight on that, you know, the stuff that Quinta has touched on for that series gives you a little of a peek of like the nastier side of things in education. You hate tests, you don't think. Yeah, I'm horrible with test taking. I'm very bad. I discovered that when I was in university. I'm a terrible test taker. And it's okay, it's fine. It's not something that's, you know, I pride myself on. It's like my forte, because like it's just, I get anxiety. I get really heavy anxiety trying to deal with that. Just burnt out early before you finished high school. Only expectation you had was graduate high school. You did, and afterwards had no guidance. Oh, God, if I could just hug folks. Just be like, here, take my genius germs. Go out, be free, become a programmer, just like me. And also rip out your hair. No, I don't rip out my hair, not all that much, but sometimes code really does frustrate me though. Just sometimes. Like I love tech, I love computer science, I love programming, but it'll be the silliest thing that you'll be racking your brain on for hours on end, and you're just like, I'm flipping over a table once you find the solution and how easy it is. I've had so many moments like that. So many. It's the way I just wanted to burn a whole building down and just be like, yep, I'm not coming back here. I'm not coming back. You've pissed me off. That's how you got into doing as much of the work on your own as possible. But there's no way in hell you're trying to change your own. Oh God, yeah. YouTube University is so real with learning how to rig. Yes, Loon. Yes, and also welcome in. You also learned how to solder on YouTube University. I've learned a lot. I'm trying to learn how to do. Okay, so I might be a little bit crazy for this one, but I am trying to learn a little bit of a plumbing project that I'm having to deal with at my house. Because, like, one, I don't want to bother family. 2, I don't want to bother my friends. 3, I just want to see if I can DIY it myself before I be like, okay, I'm going to hire professionals. The only thing that I won't mess with is electricity. Because I ain't trying to put myself in the hospital, if not the morgue. I did play clarinet, Mary. I was a woodwind. You also play clarinet, the flute too? Look at all these woodwinds in here. You band nerds. Co-working, more like co-gossiping. Stop. I mean, we were when I was talking about, ooh, child. If I gave y'all the nickname of old buddy who, yeah. That would reveal so much, but like it's the way that my former coworkers, whenever I used that nickname, they knew exactly who I was talking about. And it's only just because one of his concussed stories involved getting concussed by the thing that I put in their nickname. And I'm just like that. I'm never letting them live that down. Never. I'll put it this way. So like, let's say if you got concussed by giant dice blocks, like you know, like the 20 die, like let's say there's like an adult, not like adult in spicy sense, but like one where like adults can go to and like tour, and there's like big dice that you can kind of like roll around and you know, have fun. You know what, it could potentially be like a place for like kids to go to, and like one of the dice, you know, foam balls or something like that hit you in the head. I would call you that D&D guy. That D&D concussed guy, yeah. That's who it is. And that's pretty much the sort of like nickname that I coined. And like most of my former coworkers knew exactly who it was, if not like some other feature that was very, and by feature I mean like the clothes that they wore. Not to put them down, but like, put it this way. I don't know too many people who exercise in suits. If you see a person exercising in a suit at the gym, that's probably one of my former coworkers. I don't know someone who wears a suit to the gym. I don't. But you know what? They would make a way to pull it off. They would find a way. Commissions will also be set for a beach party. Nice. Jokes for you or at work. Yay, at least people are working. Also, enjoy the nap, silly. I know you're probably long gone, not listening to this right now, but enjoy the nap. I've been mostly in electronics repair and maintenance. Oh, we're just piling on more stuff so that you don't catch up, Blaze. I see. Y'all keep talking. You've done a lot of custodial tech support, produce at market, retail at GameStop, call centers, state and property tax. Oh, God. God, you've just pretty much done everything, Kaiju. I'm jealous. Like, how do I get to your level? There's one test you took during IT degree that you completed in 3 minutes so that you could get back into the ribs and you bought into class. You got the pattern recognition, autism, so standardized test coding stuff and outline systems have always been your wheelhouse. And see, that's the thing. Okay, so Crimson, we may have to talk. Because for the longest time, I've been wanting to get tested to see if I'm like somewhere on the spectrum. Because like I have the strongest feeling that I land somewhere there, but no one will give me a straight answer or no one will allow me to take a test for it. And I want answers. I desperately want answers. Because like even my therapist basically said, like, you know, unless all the boxes are checked, we can't really test you. And I'm just like, but I want to, just to see if I'm just like even a crumb on there. Because like, I have not, Crimson. I have not. This is the first I'm hearing of that. Yeah, at least 2 jobs where you were handling 3-phase, 480 vac electricity. Oh, God. That sounds so dangerous. You're fine with electrical work at home, but plumbing scares you. You have trouble getting the tension right when tightening. It's either too loose and leaks or too tight and the damage to the gasket or thread. Yeah, that's what I'm a little bit fearful of. But like at the same time, I'm just like, it's a minor issue right now that I'm hoping not to make it a major issue, but I'm still trying to look it up and see if I can fix it on my own. That concussion story, Batman would have gotten that out of you. Actually, they make like athletic suits, like dress suits that make... What? Oh, that must be some new age thing. That's interesting. All you can picture is someone standing there awkwardly in the gym wearing a tuxedo. Just like imagine them in a tuxedo, just running on the treadmill. Also, that's bullshit. You'll give you the name of the facility where you got tested. Thank you, Crimson, please. Please, because I just want answers. That's it. Fuck around and find out, because when you tell you threw applications for the hits and giggles, oh, I see. And sometimes given a chance, the temp agencies, nice. You said you think you have autism, they put you through the gauntlet. Nice. And that's all I really want to do, is just like, it's like, please just test me for the things. I want answers like Jacksepticeye. Because that was like one of my also like pushing motivators too, when he came out and finally got answers for himself. And I'm like, good for you, man. It's like, it just helps kind of like putting a name to something like that. Like, I already know I have a bit of depression and anxiety, like a lot of anxiety. I've lived with anxiety for quite some time. Like, even though y'all may not see it, I still have some anxious tendencies whenever it comes to my speech pattern, but also like things that I do that just shows that I'm very anxious. And one of the things that sort of like helped with it, but also exposes that pretty heavily, is streaming, to be honest. But it's something I'm working on. It's also something that I'm just, well aware of. And I'm harsh on myself about it, even though I don't need to be. I don't need to make any excuses or, apologize for my mental, I won't say illnesses, but just like mental factors that, sometimes inhibit me from like being able to do stuff effectively. Because like a lot of times it will hinder me at my job when it's like really severe, and it's just because a lot of things are overwhelming my mind. So, and I'm just like, I just need a moment to just kind of dissociate and not, because it's hard to get to a state where you feel numb in the world and you don't feel pain, because I tried so hard when my anxiety was through the freaking roof last year for reasons that I still will never get into. Like, I will never speak on it. But just know I was going through a very shitty time, to the point where I did not eat, I did not sleep. I basically was damaging my body in every type of way, not actually harming myself intentionally. It's just, I did not give a shit about my health. I didn't. Because again, I just wanted to get to a place where I was just like, I don't want to feel anything anymore. I don't. And every time I asked for it, it never would come through. And my anxiety was through the roof. I was just feeling immense pain. I didn't know how to get it to stop. And I was just like, I just wanted to stop, just for one day, just for one freaking day. I just want peace. Man, I wish the head pads work. It won't work on my PNG. But we're better now. We're much better. I don't want to get to that headspace again, because there's only been 2 times, or really a minimal, technically 3 times, but the longest times were during a family emergency. And then more recently, like I said, last year. And it's just like that, those are the times I really just don't want to be here. I don't, because it's so hard to overcome that hump, and it took me so many weeks. Like, y'all have no idea how much I wanted to scream in the void, and how often I'd have to put on a face, because that was the other thing. I had to put on a smile for very important reasons. So many reasons. Even though on the inside, I was screaming. Funny thing is, you went in for autism ADHD diagnosis, and they were like, well, we're already here and got you with like 3 other diagnoses. Reading that report was like, that's enough slices. Oh, man. All right. I am going to end things here because it's close to like 8:30. I need to wrap it up. We've been here pretty much for 3 hours yapping. I'm so sorry, y'all. I really wanted us to focus on work today, but it's okay. Sometimes we get into these yap periods, and also it's just therapeutic. So, but hopefully you enjoy this time. Your evil plot has succeeded. Listen, it's the way that people just be out here being like, Blaze, when you're gonna have a just chatting stream? I'm like, you don't want that. I'm boring. I don't know what to chat about for like several hours. And somehow y'all always get me yapping to where I yap a full stream and I'll know how to shut up. This is literally what happened during like my Ace Attorney series games. Like whenever I played that game and I just be doing the voices, doing my own thing, somebody comes in and be like, hey, Blaze, did you hear what they did with Wonder Bread? I'm like, no, what? And then we start talking about bread and then somehow get on the topic of candy and most likely old TV shows and then possibly tech again. Somehow we'll be like, how do we get here? And be like, oh, remember so-and-so mentioned Wonder Bread. And I'm like, that's wild. We've circled through so many topics, all because of Wonder Bread. Oh, all good. I'm glad that you guys were able to get some work done. Thanks for the co-working thing. Thank you guys for hanging with me and vibing. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to work on this list after stream. Y'all just won't see it. I'm just not going to be live. So, but if you stuck around this long and you liked what you saw here today and I didn't scare you off, definitely consider following me on my socials. I do have a Twitter, I do have a Blue Sky, I also have a YouTube VODs and Clips channel where you can see more and check out this stream, if not many other streams that I've done beforehand over on those channels. So make sure to peep out, my content. See if it's something that you really liked and really vibe with and maybe stay even longer. So we will be doing, the next time I stream will be Friday. We'll be doing a Hear Me Out challenge. So if you haven't followed me on Twitter or Blue Sky yet, I encourage you to do so because I think, if not the last post that I made on those social sites, it's the one before last where you can submit a fictional character that's less than stellar, I guess, or, cursed or unhinged or whatever you want to call it. You can submit it because I'll be judging your tastes come Friday. I've already seen some, and it's the way I have to hold my tongue because I can't say anything until Friday, but it's just like, it's the way I'm like high-key, low-key judging y'all. I'm judging y'all so much. I'm like, I know what y'all are about to do. In any case, let's see who we can raid and say hi to. I had somebody in mind. Who was it? Okay, y'all have a couple of options. Y'all have a couple of options. We can either do another just chilling, or not just chilling. Well, just chilling, but also more so like chill vibe stream. Or are y'all ready for like a little more high energy type beat? What y'all thinking? Because that'll determine where we go. Because I see some folks who are doing art. I see some folks who are doing Schedule 1. I see some folks who are doing DBD. I see some folks who are playing Repo. Ooh, are they playing the Telltale series? I'm sorry, don't mind me. I'm being nosy. I see some people playing Monster Hunter Wilds. What we feeling? Chill vibes, you got it. I will send y'all to the chill vibes. Doom, doom. Oh, there's stuff happening on here, but it's still chill, I promise. I promise it's chill. I promise it's chill. It should be chill, but also let me double check and see what this person is doing too. Yeah, I'm gonna just send y'all here. I think that's what we will do. We're gonna say hi to Cosmic Lav. They're doing some just chatting, but also some crafty things. I'm very intrigued. I'm intrigued in terms of what they're making, but we're gonna say hi to them, see what they're doing. They have a really pretty mat. But yeah, I will see you guys Friday for the Hear Me Out cake challenge, whatever you want to call it. We'll be doing things. We'll be judging y'all's fictional taste, including some of mine, because I've submitted at least 2. Just to break the ice, so that way y'all don't feel alone. But y'all should already know who at least 2 of them might be. One of them is the Tangerine Man, okay? Okay? He's mine. I love him. I love him. I will fight for him. I will fight for the Tangerine Man. I will fight for that ginger man. Yes. I love him. I love him. He's such a sweetie. I love him. Ooh, Raz didn't get you. You can't leave. Raz said, nah, you staying in with this raid, so ha. Any case, y'all, you guys take care. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.